hurting Canada's manufacturing and defense capabilities. I'm Brian Lilley with TheRebel.media. You know how the Conservatives keep running those ads about Trudeau saying he's just not ready? The NDP has picked up on a similar thing. They use similar words and put out there that Trudeau's not ready for the job. He's too inexperienced. And then he goes around and proves it. See, the Liberals actually hate those ads. They hate that theme. But Trudeau keeps opening his mouth and proving both the other parties right. And he did it again this weekend. He went down to Halifax, Nova Scotia and said he's going to cancel the F-35 program if he's elected to lead Canada's federal government. Problem is, we don't have an F-35 contract yet, but the Liberals, back when they were still in power, did commit Canada to the development of the Joint Strike Fighter, which has become the F-35. And that has led to an awful lot of jobs in the aerospace industry in Canada. Because we're part of the coalition building this, our manufacturing industries in aerospace get to bid on contracts. And there are a lot of jobs at stake, many of them in Trudeau's own backyard. But that didn't seem to matter to him when he made this comment.
It was obvious, as we saw through the entire process, that they were particularly, and some might say unreasonably or unhealthily, attached to the F-35 aircraft. The fact is, we need an aircraft that's going to meet Canada's #1 priority, which is defending North American airspace. And there are a wide number of very credible, serious aircraft out there who can bid for that and be respectable and responsible replacements.
So it has since been pointed out to Trudeau that this could hurt jobs in this country. Well, he doesn't seem to think so. He doubled down Monday in an appearance in Toronto where he said, "Don't worry, I'll buy another plane and I'll keep the jobs."
There are many other fighters at much lower price points that we can use that have been proven, that we will be able to actually deliver in a timely way to replace our CF-18s and make sure that our military has the planes it needs.
But that's not how it works, and Trudeau should know this. If you're not part of the F-35 program, you don't get the jobs for that. And the planes that he's talking about buying to replace the CF-18, like the Super Hornet, they're nearing the end of their production life. They've already had everything put together. They don't need to send out a contract for landing gears to go to a manufacturing facility in Montreal or Mississauga where these things are built. That's not how it's going to operate. So Justin Trudeau's plan to cancel the F-35 is going to hurt him where he needs to be strong electorally, in Montreal and Mississauga. That's something that even Prime Minister Stephen Harper seems to understand, and his party doesn't hold a single seat in Montreal.
The Liberal Party says they want to create jobs, want to build our manufacturing sector. The single biggest direct thing the government of Canada does in the manufacturing sector is we do government procurement, and particularly we do defense procurement. We're obviously, as I said, involved in this contract, which is critical to our aerospace industry, and the aerospace industry says so. This is not me talking. And he says he will somehow compensate for that by doing shipbuilding, except we're already doing shipbuilding.
It is simple. Trudeau doesn't get it. He doesn't understand the military. He doesn't understand manufacturing. We already know he doesn't understand budgets and that they don't balance themselves. But I want to bring something up. This is not the first time a Liberal leader has promised in the middle of an election campaign to do away with a certain defense contract or defense purchase. Remember back to 1993, and this little guy from Shawinigan named Jean Chretien said he would get rid of the EH-101 helicopter to replace the Sea Kings. That contract cancellation cost us $500 million. We didn't get a single helicopter. And now in 2015, we're only finally starting to get the replacements for the Sea Kings. We should have had them well over a decade ago. We should have had them close to 20 years ago. Instead, it's been delay after delay after delay. Do we really want to do that to our military again? And do we really want to do that to our manufacturing sector? Like I said, I may not like it that when you buy a military object like a jet, there are all these trade-offs in terms of whether you get contracts or not. It seems to be a bit of a buyer's circle. It seems to be a bit of a way of boosting manufacturing, of subsidizing manufacturing. I may not like it, but that's the way it works around the world, and Canada on its own is not going to change that. So we can either be part of the club and keep jobs in this Canada and have a jet that is interoperable with our allies, or we can bail on it. be a second-tier military at best, or third-tier maybe, and just decide we're going to hamper our manufacturing, our aerospace industries. Justin Trudeau's decided he wants the latter. What do you want?